Well, Colin, just immediate reaction to that news being announced of Tom Aspinall signing with the UFC. How proud are you of him getting that opportunity?
Amazingly proud of Tom. He's someone who's been in the gym since he was a baby, so I've watched him grow as a fighter, as a person, as a human being. Probably deserves the shot he's getting. Maybe, ideal scenario, another 12 months is the perfect thing for him to grow and develop, but it came to the point where no European heavyweight would fight him anymore. And then every matchmaker on every event he's ever been on, I said, look, we can't match this kid anymore. We're going to have to move on. So we've moved on from promotion to promotion. Then we went to the biggest promotion in Europe. Managed to get 2 fights in. The last fight he had, 5 opponents pulled out just before. Matchmaker comes to me at the end of the fight, look, I think that's as far as we can go with Tom, I'm afraid. I'm struggling as I am. I don't think I'm going to be able to rematch him. So it left me no option but to take the UFC up on their offer. He's ready though. The kid's supremely talented. He's cerebral. He's tough. He can dig deep when he needs to dig deep. He's got amazing speed. He's very, very well rounded. And like I said, he's been in the gym since, how long has he been training for? Since he was 12. Since he's 12, so he's done nothing but do martial arts since he was a baby. So he's more than ready.
See, with the Till fight coming up, what was your initial thoughts when the Kelvin Gastelum name came about?
Really? Yeah. Okay. That was a 2-week-long conversation I was having between myself and the people in Vegas as to where we go next. We got offered a lot of fights. We got offered the main event at welterweight in Sao Paulo. We got offered another co-main slot in Australia. And my option was Sao Paulo, got to be honest. It was business reasons. It made a lot more sense to me. And I know he's got no problem making the weight, no matter what he says. And he would have looked good, he would have shone, and certainly stole the show and probably made the event a sellout. But Darren being Darren, said, look, this is what's on offer now. I don't want that. I want to fight in MSG. I want to fight Gastelum. I said, nah, they're not going to go for that, son. So anyway, put the request in, and straight away, no, we're not interested in the fight. That event's stacked, it's full. We don't need that fight. It's a big fight that we don't need. Plus, you know, if you're going to go to middle, would you not rather we ease them in, get used to it? And he said, yeah, it makes complete sense to me, 100%. Darren, this is what we're saying. I go, no, I want to fight on MSG, and Gastelum's what I want. So back and forth, eventually he got what he wanted. So now he's co-maining, and he's got the opponent he wanted. So, to be honest, he's looking phenomenal. Shape-wise, mentally, he's the strongest I've seen him. So I am looking forward to it myself.
During that training session then, we saw Darren sticking his chin out, throwing his hands up, sort of playing a lot of mind games with you as a coach. Is that something that he's going to implement in this fight?
Darren's Darren. Darren will always do Darren. So the more people tell him to put his chin down, the more he'll put his chin up. The more you tell him to put his right hand up, the more he'll put his right hand down. The more you'll tell him to lower your base, the straighter he'll stand. Darren will do what Darren does. That's what makes him what he is, isn't it? He likes to put on a show. He likes to do the fuck you cards of the world. So Darren will do Darren, whatever Darren wants to do on the day. If he sticks to how he's trained, you're going to see the best Darren Till yet.
Are you pleased the fact that he's fighting at middleweight, or are you not really bothered if it's welterweight?
He's always going to be middleweight, always. That, no doubt he was always going to be middleweight. The route was supposed to be welterweight, world title, middleweight, world title, okay? So now we might have to reverse that. Okay, but he was always going to get there, he was always certainly going to be a middleweight fighter. So I've got no problem with him doing that. I just think obviously there's easier routes when you're about to change weight class, but Darren's Darren.
I do recall quite a while ago when Israel was fighting Brad Tavares. I see you and Darren Till front row watching, and he was still a welterweight. Yeah. So I thought that was quite interesting. So you've been watching him for?
Yeah, we actually spoke to the powers that be after that, and they were saying what an amazing fight that would make. Till be Adesanya. We agree it would be an amazing fight, and hopefully it'll happen.
How do you think that goes down?
Darren wins. I think Stylebender, as enigmatic and elusive as he is, he still gets hit far too much. When Darren connects. So they've got a similar style. They're both long, rangy, very good kickboxers, very experienced kickboxers, know how to play the angles, the movement game. But he was getting hit far too often, in my opinion.
What do you decide to show at open workouts as a coach?
Depends on the stage. If we're using it as an actual workout, then I'll make it as physically challenging as I can, but try not to show things that we're going to use in the fight, which is hard to hold back when you're programmed. Okay, so as a coach, obviously about programming. So I do work a lot with programming, physical and mentally. Twitches, tells, signs, the way I move to get a reaction. You might not hear it because I don't use vocal commands a lot. It'll be programmed over a 10-week period where I'll do a certain way of moving, and you'll see he was reacting and twitching. You probably got onto it. He should not, but it's like you say, it's programmed, it's inevitable. So in the ideal world, keep it very simple. You know, make sure you're getting a good workout. He's got a good sweat on today. Making sure he's staying sharp, but trying to hold back on the things I don't want the world to see just yet. Did you see anything, Dan?
Well, I don't know. I saw lots of interesting things. I'm not sure whether it's applicable to the game plan or a smokescreen for Gastelum. I'm excited.
We'll leave it at that. Thank you.
Just to follow up, I guess could you, in a bit more detail, talk about the essentially I wasn't recording when we started, cards on the table. What sort of shape Darren's in, even with the move up to middleweight? How has that changed things?
He's in great shape, but he always is. The most impressive change in his shape, in my opinion, has been mentally. He seems to have matured since the losses. He's done a lot of growing, a lot of self-talking. He's always mentally confident, we know that. But I've seen a lot more maturity in the way he thinks and the way he's approaching life and his training. So the biggest change, I think, is we got the Darren Till 2 fights previously, before everything else got in the way, and he became this big superstar, and a lot of things happening outside his life. Now we got that kid just before Cerrone, maybe. When he knew who he was, he still knows who he was and what he's going to be. Well, some things get in your way. Now he's got good clarity of thought. And when he's got that vision, he's a dangerous kid, and especially when he's written off by the rest of the world. There's nothing he likes better. So we're looking for a good performance, because everyone's saying he can't do this, exactly like they did against Cerrone, which is what he wants. This is the reason he wants this fight, I'm sure. So he's got everything he wants, so we're going to have a good night, I think.
Sorry.
I was on a roll. I was amazing. It's the best I've ever been. Thank you.
Cheers.